I did a big shop reorganization recently, and I told a couple of people that I would do a shop tour. I always start with this sign before I go into the shop. 10 in, 10 out is the most important rule. My 350 square foot wood shop is in the basement of my house. And the centerpiece of the shop is my workbench. I love this bench. I got it from John Dunnigan in return for some work that I did for him. He made it himself years ago. And it's still a very good bench. My modification to the bench was that green pattern vise that I added for building instruments. I've got all the things that I use on a daily basis, a small selection of clamps, bench hooks, other fixtures. I also have these two saw benches that I made after seeing some like them at the Workers' Arts and Heritage Center in Hamilton, Ontario. I made them out of planks that were in the house when we moved in. They're really useful as multi-purpose tools, as seating objects, and also for holding material for sawing. Right behind the bench is my back bench, which is where I keep all of my hand tools. The ones I use on a regular basis are closest to hand. Chisels are in that cabinet, and hand planes and saws and hammers and mallets are all right where I can reach them. That's a saw that belonged to my great-grandfather, who was a country doctor. It was not made for use on wood. In the center of the shop is my assembly bench, made out of a bench top that was being thrown out at work. Here's where I assemble and work on instruments. The west end of the shop is where all the stationary tools are. This clipboard is where I keep track of what I've made and who it's gone to, and below it is a little drill bit cabinet that I made in the recent reorganization. I had one plank of walnut left over from a previous project, so I made this little dovetailed cabinet that holds all of my bits next to the drill press. On the west wall are all of the bending forms and workboards for the various instruments that I make. I keep them all right there where I can see them all so that I can get to them easily. Next to them are all of my clamps. I have just about a quarter as many clamps as I feel like I need to have. I'm sure a lot of other woodworkers feel the same way. Sanding and thicknessing here because it's close to the dust collector. And then my little joiner. This is the part of the shop where I keep all of the hardware that I don't use very much. It's also where all of the guitar strings and instrument parts live. My workspace is also a devotional space. I think it's important to remember all of those who have done this kind of work before me that I have learned from. And next to them are the drills, central and easy to reach. Below them is the hardware that I use on a regular basis in that black cabinet and this little maple dovetailed cabinet that I made some years ago. The next two black cabinets are where all of my other hand tools live. These are some shop elves that I have littered around the shop, and these are other shop elves that I made out of piano parts I wasn't going to do anything else with. So far they haven't helped me build anything, but I maintain hope that one day they will lend a hand. I'll leave you with this thought, which drives my creative practice. And that's the shop. I hope you enjoyed this quick tour, and I would look forward to seeing what your shop looks like. Thanks for stopping by.